We ain't gonna too much pull the book out like that because the motherfucking book keep getting me blocked on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna go on to this the so-called Planet X, uh the Planet X theory. Alright, which is no longer a theory. This is real life. First, let me get that straight. Alright. So this is no longer a theory. This is real life happening right now, right? So y'all see what's going on over there in Iceland, right? With the so-called volcanoes and shit. Y'all see that, right? We gonna get into the book that's getting me blocked on all platforms too. That's that right there. We gonna get into that. But what I want to talk about first is the destruction that is coming. All right, it's here already. To tell you the truth, this so-called Planet X system is here. All right. So they told us, right? We will begin to see all these things, and I bullshit you not. I'm not playing. I'm not joking. This ain't no conspiracy theory. This ain't no fear mongering. This shit is happening right now as we speak. Now they told us, right, as this thing comes in on its elliptical orbits, right, the orbits that it's in. You see how they got it. You know, it's right here. So I guess it came in from under us. It came in shooting up, and it's gonna go in between. It's gonna cause this big ass solar, right? They got it. It's gonna cause a solar flash. Now the solar flash that it's gonna cause, everybody know about it. This is why people was talking about the grid going out. You see how they talk about at this time the event will be different. The event will bring down the electrical grid. Now, a lot of you been hearing a lot about the electrical grid. Am I right? Right? The whole world's been talking about, oh, the power gonna go out, the sun gonna knock out the electric. Now, this is the reason why they said that. They knew during the time of this thing coming up, right? Right? Because as it comes up, right, it's creating these, it's coming close to the sun. It's going in and out. It's creating these effects on the sun. So you see how they gonna admit it that it's causing it right here, right? And these books is about 10, 15 years old. So whoever wrote this shit and published it, they knew exactly what they was talking about, what was coming, okay? Now they go on, first they talk about, you know, they try to make us believe that it's solar maximum, because we is in solar maximum, don't get me wrong. But this is not what we're witnessing. This is not solar maximum. What we're witnessing is this right here, what they're talking about right here. You see how they talk about the highest impact of solar flares normally experienced are X-class flares. See that? They said M-class flares have a tint. The energy in the C-class flares, this is exactly what was going off yesterday, have tint of an X-ray flex. Now watch this. Seen in the M-class flares, they said the more powerful M and X-class flares are often associated with a variety of effects on the near-Earth and space environment. So hence the things that we are seeing with the seismic activity and all the shit that we are seeing is coming from the sun, okay? They say Y class exists, however, they are no long they are off the charts. They said in this section, we'll discuss how Planet X will create these flares and effects on the Earth. Now, what did they say was going to create this shit that we currently seeing? They said that this object was going to create this shit, the object that has come in, and this is why we're seeing all these meteors, right? All these meteors. You see right here where they talk about, now I'm going to show y'all. This is why the people were spotting all the meteors, and they talking about, you know, we going in, it's going to be a meteor shower and shit. They talked about these meteors, okay? We going to get into that. But first, we going to get into where this thing is coming up at, okay? They go in and come up, you know what I'm saying? For any of you that's familiar with astrology and all this shit, you know what they talking about with these alignments and shit. This is what we seeing. This is what the world is witnessing right now, right? So they talking about the orbits that it's on, right? So they go on to talk about, right? See how it's coming up? I told you it's gonna come up. It's coming up, right? It's coming through. It's doing this right now as we speak. It's coming up. And then, you know, what's so crazy to me is how they talk about the cycle 24, but we in 25, right? The last 400 years. Okay, yo, now remember the 400 years, because what we are witnessing is a fucking exodus. They not telling y'all this. The world is going through a true exodus. This shit is real, but it's like scientific and biblical at the same time. And this is why you will have to pull out this. You got to pull that out. For those of you that don't know what that is, that's the Coburn Bible. I am not a fucking, I don't promote the book. I don't know who, I know who published it because it's right there, but I don't know these people. I'm not affiliated with these people. I'm just telling you that all of the information, okay? All of the information is here. It's here. It's all fucking here, okay? So then they go on in this book. I'll show you the page of this one. Right? Planet X comets and the Earth changes. They knew exactly what was coming. The folks knew exactly what was coming. Now watch this. This is how they know that a solar flash is coming, right? Because I'm gonna read it to y'all, right? This is how they know that the solar flash is coming. They know that for sure a solar flash is coming, right? Watch this. They know for sure. They know for sure. It's only so long. We only got so long before it comes. Now you see how they talk about as the Earth approaches the position between the object and the sun, a serious risk emerges. Now, this is what they're scared of. This is what they know what's coming. The risk that emerges. That we will be struck by electrical discharges between the two giants, right? This will cause extremely electrical. Y'all see all the colors with the aurora borealis? Y'all see them? Everybody see all the colors from up north to down south. Y'all see that shit? All over TikTok and shit? Pay attention. They told you it was coming. You see that? Glowing colors? Watch this. They told you that it was coming. They said this will cause extremely violent electrical atmospheric effects on Earth because of solar superstorms, which we are currently seeing. Ain't this a bitch? Like they wrote this shit yesterday. They said because of solar superstorms would unleash terrible CME eruptions, which we are currently seeing, people. These motherfuckers was right on time. They was right on time with what they told us was coming. All right? When they said that this thing was coming, they was right on time. So they said we would literally see fire raining down from the sky as plasma formed with strange glowing colors. Now they got people outside thinking that the strange glowing colors that we see in purple, pink, red, blue, all these different colors with the aurora borealis, y'all know the northern lights. They got you motherfuckers outside. Oh, it's so beautiful and all my that you don't even know that there's plasma building in the atmosphere. You motherfuckers don't even know. Destruction coming, looking. So then they go on to talk about the natural cataclysm that is coming. So y'all see the volcano in Iceland, right? They said the super volcano eruptions. Super volcanoes will start to erupt. They said magnitude 9 earthquakes. Now y'all see over in Iceland. Within the last 48 hours, they done had over 3,000 earthquakes by Iceland. That's that volcano, one of the biggest volcanoes over there. That's a fucking super volcano. Now, they not telling y'all that the sun is what's got the fucking volcanoes and all this shit, the magma building, the sun is what got the core of the earth stopped right now. This is what Einstein and all them motherfuckers tried to, they don't want you motherfuckers to go looking. But it's thousands of books, people. It's a lot of books out here. We don't even get into the shit with Hitler and them, what they knew. Hitler and them know a lot about what's going. They knew a lot about what's going on. Just like over there in Russia, everybody know what is currently taking place. If you don't go look it up, you wouldn't know. So then they go on to talk about after they talk about the strange glowing colors, they talk about the natural cataclysm, the super volcanoes, the magnitude 9 plus earthquakes that we gonna see happening at a global, breathtaking pace. That's what they say, right? Because of the sun. All right, all this got a thing to do with the sun. Okay, so then they go on to talk about as this object, the arrival of it, because it's already here, it will create an event that occurs on the surface of the sun. This is the solar flash. Okay, they said that will release a tremendous amount of energy in the form of a solar flare. You see that? This is what everybody's talking about. Or a coronal mass ejection, and we're currently seeing them off the fucking Richter right now. And as that stuff go crazy, with the sun and all that stuff in the atmosphere is gonna have effect on the earth with the crust and all this. They not telling motherfuckers this, but this is the truth, people. When you seeing them nice, pretty, glowing colors in the sky, know that destruction is coming. The sky gonna literally rain fire and brimstone. This shit is real. They say which will be explosive bursts of very hot electrified gas that has the mass that exceed Mount Everest. Now, this solar flash is gonna knock out the grid. They know that. So they go on to tell you this time the event will be different. It will bring down the electrical grid because this has happened time and time before. So they telling you that the grocery stores will be cleaned out inside of a day, which is the truth. Because once this shit happen, your phones and shit ain't gonna be working. So you gonna know something. It's gonna be way bigger than just all the power out. All right? Because your motherfucking phones ain't going to be working. They tell us that, guess what's going to be working, though? Wi-Fi. They say that Wi-Fi gonna be working. So whoever do got access to certain shit, you know what I'm saying, like military hard, because they tell us, they literally tell you, look, they tell you part of the atmosphere gonna become ionized. They know this because of the electrical discharges back and forth between the two objects. So part of the atmosphere gonna become ionized. Then they go on to tell you that Earth power grids and transportation systems and communication networks will have already been destroyed or become paralyzed. Now listen, they know all of this shit is coming from the fucking sun, people. Now, if you're gonna look this shit up right now, anybody got a iPad, a fucking tablet, anything, you can pull this stuff up. You can go look it up right now. Right now, our sun is acting as if we're in the peak of solar maximum, okay? All the activity that you see right now, listen, they're even telling you everything that the book is telling you. All the books is telling you. They're telling you that there's meteors flying around the sun right now. Where did the meteors come from? Huh? Where did they come from? All right? They tell you that there's meteors flying around the fucking sun right now as we speak. Okay? Orbiting our sun. Where the fuck did they come from? Then not only is they telling us that, right? They letting us know that the CMEs and shit, we just had the C classes, we had the M classes. Not only that, the sun, it let off a fucking solar flare or something, Earth facing. Like literally Earth, they know what's coming, people. There's no way that these books is written 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and this shit not accurate. Then they go on to tell us exactly what we gonna see with the weather. Now, if any of you guys see what's going on in Tennessee, y'all see they got a drought in Tennessee, right? Y'all paying attention? How the fuck did the drought get in Tennessee? Watch this. Tennessee ain't the only place with a drought. They not telling y'all this. But why there's droughts going on, there's also mass flooding going on all around the fucking world right now. Go look at France right now. People go look at France. Okay? They not telling y'all about Italy and France and Libya and all these different places that's having landslides and being rained the fuck out. Within that, man, go look, this stuff is currently happening right now. Now, you see how they say the average magnitude earthquakes will continue to increase? This because the core of the earth has stopped. They know this. They know this. They knew as the thing get closer, they've been knowing it. They've been studying this shit for years. It's been years that they've been studying this thing. They knew that as the motherfucker get closer, the object has a high mass and a high level of magnetism. It disrupts the surface of any planet. This is any planet that it passes 7 years prior to its passage. This is why they kept saying 2023 would be the year. They knew. They've been studying this shit for years. Okay? So then they go on to tell you that its electromagnetic influence changes the core of the earth. Now look how old the book is. These books is old as shit. So how did they know that the core of the earth was going to change? Then they say and trigger major weather changes, which you are currently seeing. Seismic activity, volcano eruptions, and unexplained sinkholes and bizarre weather accompany its return. Now, what are you hearing about? Climate change, climate change, climate change. What they say? Global warming is a cover story. Now, you know that the climate change ain't nothing but that old global warming. That's all that the climate change is, okay? It's a cover story for this fucking object that has come in, okay? You see what they say? The average magnitude earthquakes will continue to increase, and hurricanes and tornadoes will be far more powerful. They say weather patterns will be more extreme all around the world. They say the more prolonged droughts and periods of severe rainfall will no longer be the exception. They said consequently, right? I mean, they will be the rule. Consequently, global weather patterns will reverse themselves, right? El Nino and La Nino. This is what they calling that shit. And where there will be rain, there will be drought, vice versa. So they told you what was coming. They told you about the destruction. They literally told you that the oceans was going to heat up. They literally telling us this shit, right? They telling us all the different things. You know, I ain't going to go too deep up into the book, but destruction is coming. They told you that the oceans was going to heat up. They told you exactly what the news is. Listen, the news is trying to inform us of some shit that they been knew, like they don't know what's going on. The news will get on, oh, the oceans is 75% hotter than they ever been. Oh, the oceans is 91%. Then they get on the news and say that we just had the hottest days ever recorded 3 times this year. 3 times ever recorded on Earth ever in history. Ever. They not telling y'all, all right? The oceans cover 71% of the surface of the earth and store a tremendous amount of heat. They not telling y'all what everything that's currently happening, okay? They wrote about 20 years ago, all right? When they talk about this pole shift right here, the pole shift, the meteor showers, all the deaths, all the floods and the electrical discharges between the two objects, the earthquakes, the volcano, the land hurricanes. Y'all hearing about the derechios and shit, the land hurricanes? Listen, what y'all heard about the landslide in Libya, man? Killed like 20,000 people. Is y'all not? Is everybody watching? I hope you motherfuckers is watching, because we are witnessing a real live pole shift. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because they got many names for this shit. All right, they call it it's a pole shift and all. It's really what the fuck it is. But you know, some people call it the end of the world or whatever you want to call it. But it's literally a pole shift. And to those of y'all that's watching, keep watching, people. Now, to this book right here. You may be hearing a lot of shit, right, that's coming out. All of this go together. This is what's crazy, all right? Like, I ain't gonna too much get up into it and speak about it. But you might have heard a little bit of news about everybody talking about them so-called folks in America being the so-called Israelites. Well, this is a book that I purchased from a Goodwill, right? A Goodwill. It's called The Nazis, World War II, right? I purchased this from a Goodwill. Right? And then when I opened it up, it wasn't really too interesting to me and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it, it wasn't really too interesting. I was looking at it. I'm getting deeper and shit. I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, this shit ain't interesting at all. You see this shit, right? This shit ain't interesting, right? You don't look interesting at all, do you? It don't, right? Now, this is where they block me at. This is where they keep blocking all the videos, right? So I get deeper into the book, deeper into the book. And I stumble upon this page, and I'm like, damn, that's a black guy, right? And it say Hamilton, right? Him, right? So that's an African, right? Then they got the Oriental, right? Then they got the so-called Caucasian guy, which they labeled as we gonna get into that, right? So then I get over here, and I see dog right there, sitting right there. Y'all know who that is, right? So then, when I get over here, I ain't gonna really too much read it because they gonna block. I don't know why they keep blocking. They didn't even let me put the video up that I had put up here the other day about this shit. So anyway, as you see right there, the such and such, right? Y'all see that? If you can read, hopefully you can read. The such and such heritage of the such and such is such and such trace to the Oriental such and such near the such and such peoples. Now, what did Hitler say? This is what Hitler said. All right. Now, this is a segment, right? This is in one of the segments, right? Now, listen, this book got like 22 pieces to it. Then he got them on it. Now, y'all know that we ain't the native Africans. Y'all see people been coming out saying that Hitler knew this. Now, he got all these black people on here. That's a Negro right there for sure. That look like one of our people. That's a Negro right there. I got a brother look just like that. You can tell that's your everyday Negro. And this right here is your motherfucking everyday Hamite right there. Okay? That's a Hamite right there. Hitler knew this. Okay? When you get deeper in there, he knew that the so-called real people was from over there in that area. And this is why he said that the such and such, the Hamitic, hence the concludes the over there in Israel is a what? What did he say? What did he say? Ain't that a bitch? Now listen. Now this book don't look like it's interesting at all. But when I tell you that the world knows something, that's why you can't even speak on the subject. That's why it's so, listen. They don't want y'all to know that this man knew who these people was, and he know exactly who we are. He knows exactly who we are, these people over in America. It's another doctor out here that did a study on the native motherfucking Africans and the people from America, and he said these are two different people. Same thing Hitler said. He said the genetics. He said the genetics, look. He said the genetics and heritage of the such and such was traced to the Oriental, Negro, near Asian, and Hamitic peoples. Then he went on to say that this motherfucker was a same thing that dude said. That's what I'm saying, man. This shit is real, man. What's going on? And then look at the Bible, though. This is what's so crazy. This is what's crazy. Look at this, right? Like, how can people be reading this Bible, but you don't see it? Like, it's literally telling you. Revelations 2:9. I know your afflictions and your poverty, and yet you are rich. And I know about the slander of those who say they are, right? And are not. How the fuck is y'all missing that? Right? How is people missing this? This is what then not only is you missing that, how could anybody believe in the Bible and you missing this? This is what I don't understand, people. To all my Christians that's out here, all you God pray for Israel and all this, you guys don't see this? They said Israel will be trampled on by Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. How the fuck is y'all not seeing this? Then Kostler goes on to say that these people, he was one of them. Look what he says. He said that these motherfuckers was the same thing Hitler said. He knew exactly what they were, because they came from the empire of Khazar. They was Khazarians. They was a great ass empire. Listen to what Dawg say. He said this is written before. Well, we ain't gonna even get it. They gonna block this shit. They ain't gonna even let me put this video up here. I know. Anyway, he said that the large majority of the surviving Yahus in the world, right? In the world today, is of European, right? Is of Eastern European. Thus, perhaps mainly of Khazar. Then he go on to say, if if this is so, this would mean that their ancestors came not from the Jordan, but the Volga, not from Canaan, but from the Caucasus. And this is what Hitler said. Hitler said the same shit. Now listen, what they never explained. Look what Hitler got dude labeled as. You see him? Look what he got him labeled as. You see that? Pastor. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Then look who he say was the real people. Look what he say. He didn't know because they didn't have DNA, but he knew that the genetics, they was traced over there because Hitler knew exactly what they knew, because these people, they wanted to keep their genes pure. They was traced over there from where? The Caucasus, once believed to be the cradle of the Aryan race. Now, what the fuck did he say? What did he say these people was, what he said that they was Huns. These motherfuckers was Huns, and they are Huns today. They are not genetically related to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is what he said, man. Now, the whole world owes Kanye and Kyrie apologies. Everybody. Because what I couldn't understand is how this man having motherfucking millions, damn near billions of dollars, he can get a hold to any information that he wants to. Any information. How the fuck would y'all lie? Y'all did him exactly how they did the so-called Jesus. You motherfuckers lynched that man. It was the same thing. His own people. It was his own people that laughed and made jokes and said he was crazy and all this. He was insane. Do you not know that y'all owe this man an apology? Because you know what? They told us all the things and the atrocities that Hitler did to these people, but they never told us why. Why? All growing up in school, we had to learn about this shit. We had to learn about the Holocaust and all, but they never told us what made this man so mad. What driven him crazy. And not only that, they never told us how did he get a whole country and then some other motherfuckers to back him on the genocide that he was causing. How and why? Who was he up against in real life? They never tell us that part. All we know is what he did. They didn't tell us why he did the shit. Still to this day, it's so sad and hard to talk about, and all if we talk about it, you getting cast down and you hateful and you all this. You can't even talk about it. Why? Who is it hurting? Who is it truly hurting? And then not only that, why would this woman get on the news and say that African Americans, she didn't even say that African Americans. She said that the younger black community in America was Israel's biggest threat today. How the fuck is we Israel's biggest threat today when we don't have our own army, we don't have a flag, we don't have land? Motherfucker, we way over here fighting against atrocities of our own. We fighting against the, oppression and shit right over in this motherfucking country right now today. But we somehow Israel biggest threats when y'all over there got bombs being dropped on y'all ass. How? Is it because the world, we know what the fuck y'all hiding? Like it's coming out? Could that be the reason why we're the biggest threat? Because you motherfuckers, if it get out to what's really taking place, then you guys, the real shit that y'all been against the whole world and that the whole world been against, y'all been exactly for. And that's exactly what's going on. And that's exactly why they don't tell you why Hitler did what the fuck he did. This a whole video right here. It's like 20 books on this shit. You see that man sitting right there? Who is that? Who is that? Then look what he says. He got this motherfucker labeled as the Oriental / Jude Nick what'd he say? Oriental Negro, right? He knew that they was over here in this area somewhere. They was led back to there, right? And then these was like some ancient something. I don't know what the fuck that came from. But he knew that this guy, these people right now today who they was killing, who the fuck they was putting the genocide to, wasn't these people. He knew that they didn't come from there. There's no way that they came from there. Just like this motherfucker right here in this book. If y'all don't know who that is, I ain't promoting this shit or nothing. You do what you do. Download a PDF or something. I ain't trying to get y'all to go spend y'all money on nothing. But all I can tell you is that the information that is here right now in this world today, I don't know if it's a great awakening or what is going on, but there's something going on in the world to where there's a lot of information being leaked right now out here. I paid $6 for this book, and it was free shipping from the thrift store. Look at it. Do this look interesting to you? Huh? Look at this motherfucker. Do it look like there's any information that you may need out of that book? Huh? But yet today, when you open this motherfucker, right? You got these Caucasian folks in this motherfucker. They talking about the so-called black folks, the Negro, right? But then when you pull out the dictionary, right? This how you know Hitler. They didn't have DNA back then, but they knew they knew off genetics. They knew something, right? So just like you can't say that all black people just labeling them black is the same people. They even told you in the dictionary. This is a Zondervan dictionary right here. Zondervan compact dictionary. Now Hitler thought he knew that the so-called real Jews came from they looked like that. That's what he said. He said they was related to the Oriental, Negro, Near Asian, and Hamitic peoples. Now, which one of them motherfuckers they didn't know, but he knew that these motherfuckers saying that they was them people was not those people. Okay, he knew that. All right, so to study with them sitting in this room, them doing this little segment and shit, all these folks, they knew what was going on. Then when you get to the Zondervan dictionary and you go into this motherfucker, it tells you Ham, perhaps hot, right? Youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8th persons to live through the flood, right? He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. You see that? Not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. Now, this is in your dictionary. This is in your dictionary, right? So Hitler knew exactly what they were saying. Whoever published this, whatever they were saying that this man was not this man, all right? But Hitler knew that they were somewhere related. Whoever these people were saying that they wasn't not them. By blood, these motherfuckers was over there somewhere in that region. He knew that. So say what you want to say. Motherfucker, I ain't write this book. I ain't publish it. And listen, I don't know why they keep blocking it. But I got this from a Goodwill, a thrift store. So it is what it is, man. The information is out here right now. It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So I figure that's why we the biggest threat that Israel faces today. And if you don't know, shit, now you know.